by Pete's Garage. You know, one of the easiest things you can do is change the mirror on your car and save a ton of money. Right now, on an average, it costs between $75 and $285 to buy a mirror for your car. If you're going to have it changed by a body shop or the dealer, that cost can be anywhere from $285 to over $1,100 just for the mirror on your car. And it's really easy to do yourself. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to go online, we're going to find the right mirror. Then we're going to go in the car, we're going to find the paint code. Go to store, get some paint, get the mirror ready for paint, put some paint on it, take the old mirror off, and put the new mirror on. Now this is real easy to do, and you can save a lot of money doing it yourself. So let's get started. Now ordering parts online is pretty easy. I use rockauto.com quite a bit. When you get to rockauto.com, you just close this advertisement and look for your vehicle. I'm working on a Chevy, and it's a 2012, and it's an Impala 3.6. I want a mirror, so I'm going to go over here to my body. I want to go body, and I'm going to look up my mirror, outside mirror assembly and glass assembly. Now I'm going to minimize this thing right here. There's a couple different options. You want to make sure you get the right one. The first one, we have a power mirror without heat or power mirror with heat. I do not have a heated mirror, so all I'm going to look at is power mirrors without heat. And look at our options here. They go from $27.79 to $44.79. Now, a couple things you want to look at when you're doing this. First of all, make sure you get the right side. Right is passenger side. So this side is the passenger side, that's right, and left, this left side is the driver's side. So I need a passenger side mirror. This is what I need. If I need more info on it, you can look this tab right here, and this will give you more information about the mirror or the part itself. You see right here it says, it's right here it says paint to match. So you have the paint to match the color for your car. This little heart means it's one of their favorite parts, or one of their most popular parts. Now next to that, you're going to see these little choices here. You get regular inventory, $27.79. $27.79, that means it's an aftermarket part. It's not the original manufacturer. This is the GM. This is the original part right here. It tells you what it fits, more detail on it. But these are the part numbers that you're buying from GM. This is the General Motors part number. These are the part numbers that you're selecting from here. Okay, so the range in parts prices, $27.79 for an aftermarket, or an original equipment new is $91.79. Original equipment doesn't mean made by GM, so you got to be careful. It can be misleading. So you see there's a huge difference in prices here. And I've purchased a lot of these mirrors, and this $27.79 they work perfect every time. I haven't had a problem with the motors failing. Haven't had a problem. Now I'm going to add that to the cart. Now what I want to do is I want to estimate my shipping. I'm going to calculate my shipping to where I am here, and it gives me my shipping. It goes just regular shipping. You can add more thing here, but $7.99 for shipping, so $8 means my mirror is $35.78. So it's only $36 delivered right to your house in 2 to 3 business days. You can't beat that. I buy parts from here all the time. Now, this is the way the parts come from Rock Auto. You just open up the box, you have your invoice, the part on there, some packing material, and of course a smaller box inside a huge box. We'll just take it away, and we'll take a look at the mirror. You don't want to ruin the packaging, because if you do have to return it, use the original packaging, and they're really good about returns. So we'll take a look at the mirror, look inside, and it comes in a bag. And here's our power cord for the mirror adjust. We'll take it out of the bag, and we can see it's a very nice mirror. Put that aside. Now I've got a couple little pieces of plastic here to protect the edges. Now you can see this is in beautiful shape. You could put this on the car just like this, not paint it, not do anything, just bolt it right to your car, and you've got your mirror replaced very, very inexpensively. Now, even though the mirror looks great, I want to paint it. So I have to get the paint code off of the vehicle and go get some paint. Alright, this is a 2012 Chevy Impala, and the first thing we have to do is find the paint code. And sometimes the paint code can be on the door here, but it's not right there, but we do have the VIN. Sometimes it can be on the door pillar, and it's not there. No paint code there. Sometimes it can be up underneath the hood. It's not up under the hood, and it's not anywhere here. We just have the emissions information, so we don't have a paint code here. Sometimes it can be on the passenger door. It's not on the passenger door. Sometimes it can be in the glove box. Right here, sometimes there's a sticker that'll show you the paint code. Nothing in the glove box. Nothing on the passenger side here either. Here's the mirror we're going to fix. Here's the mirror we're going to replace. And sometimes it's in the trunk. So sometimes it can be on the trunk, and sometimes it's underneath here. And there it is. Alright, so there's our base. He says base coat, clear coat. 83C is our paint code. Now that I have the paint code, let's go to the store and see if we can find some paint. Okay, here's the paint section. We're going to look at the paint code. And there's a book here. And you simply open up the book. And I'm going to look right now for General Motors. Here's General Motors. And I want, let's see, here's 2012. And I'm looking for 83C. And I can see that it's not available. So my color is not available in a spray can. But if your code was available here, all you would do is find this code and then go over here on the shelf, pick your paint, and you can paint your mirror. Now, just because you didn't find your paint at the auto store, don't panic. There are a couple other ways you can do it. First, you can go online and simply Google automotive touch-up spray paint. There are a lot of websites that sell touch-up paint, and they will mix it, put it in a spray can, and send it to you. Or you could go to your local automotive supply store. So just look up automotive paint supply in your area, DuPont, Sherwin-Williams, whatever there is, and chances are you give them a call, and whatever auto body shops buy their supplies from, they will mix the paint for you and put it in an aerosol can, so you can get it. Just because you can't get it at a local box store because you don't have a common color, you can still get it. So try online, look it up, or look locally at your auto body supply, paint supply, automotive paint finishers, that kind of thing, and call them up and say you need a paint, and they'll put it in a spray can for you. Now I'm going a little different route. Since I have a spray gun and I can spray base coat, clear coat, I just went and bought a small amount of base coat. I already have clear, so I'm going to do it the regular way. But that doesn't mean you have to. Find a jobber or a paint supply store that'll put in a spray can for you, and you're all set. Just spray it right out of the can. Alright, now before I paint it, I have to sand it. And I have to be careful here. I don't want to scratch this part. I don't want to sand any of this. I just want to sand the mirror surface itself. Now I use Scotch-Brite pad, and if you don't have any sandpaper or any automotive stuff like that, you can do it very easily yourself with your standard kitchen Scotch-Brite pad. It does the same thing. And all you have to do is very lightly rub it on the surface here, and all you're trying to do is scuff it up, break that shine. If you see, all I'm doing is just breaking the shine. I'm not pushing hard. These are fairly abrasive, so don't push too hard. Now that it's all sanded down and roughed up, you got to clean it off. Now, if you don't have any fancy solvents or fancy stuff around your house, just use some isopropyl rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol is a good degreaser. So, just put some rubbing alcohol on a paper towel. I'm just going to wipe it all down. Isopropyl is nice because it's not a solvent, so it's not going to melt the plastic. If you put lacquer thinner on here, it's going to melt the plastic for sure. Okay, now this is going to dry pretty quick, and when it dries, we'll mask it off. Alright, now that it's dry, I'm going to mask it off just using regular old masking tape. Now to hold the mirror, I'm just going to use the box it came in, push these screws through the bottom of the box, and these little rubber feet come on the threads, and I'm going to use these and put it inside the box to hold the mirror from coming out. I'm just going to reach in here, put those on the threads, and that'll hold the mirror from falling down while I'm painting it. So, now we're ready to paint. Alright, now working on with the door open, I have the window down to make it easy. I'm going to take a big screwdriver and I'm just going to get in here very gently and pry off this cover. Just like that. Revealing our 3 10mm bolts. And we'll just pop those right out. Then you come in behind the handle here, there's a little slot, pop out this little cover, and there's a T30 screw behind there. You got this T30 screw. And now you'll be able to pop up this cover a little bit, and behind there is down behind is the connector. Down behind here are 2 more. Long screws. If you don't have the Torx screwdriver, 10mm goes right on there. Now I can move this out of the way a little more. And we'll look behind here. Behind the panel, you'll see this wiring harness here and this connector that pushes down. You just push down on the bottom of it like this. Take this connector, push it down like this. Connector comes apart like that, and there's a little connector holding it. And the door. Just pry that out, and the mirror comes right out. Take the new mirror, Put our cable through. Put it in place and put in our screws. Take our wire and hook up the connector. Making sure that it snaps in place. And then this goes back on this little keeper to hold it in place. Just like that. And now I can start to put the door cover back on. Our cover back on. Try it out to make sure it works. Okay. Alright, so there you have changing the mirror on your car. All the way from ordering the part, getting it in, getting it ready for paint, buying the paint, getting the paint you need, painting it, taking the old one off, putting a new one on, and you're all set. Now there was a quote for this job. It was $275 and some change. I bought the mirror for 36 bucks. There's about, let's say, 25 bucks for paint. Those 50, 75, roughly about 75. Save $200 on this job doing it myself. And you can do the same thing. Just go online, find your part, prep it, paint it, change it yourself, take your time, and you can do it and save a ton of money in the process. I hope that helps you out. Now, if you haven't already, please click on subscribe. You can stay up with all the neat projects I do here, and I do these kind of videos, these tutorials every once in a while, so you'd want to get notified. So click on the little bell. You'll get a notification every time I upload a video. Thanks for stopping by Pete's Garage.